Bavuma, yes, overpitched. That wasn't near to the middle of the bat, but he forces it through the covers. Yeah, gone for the arm ball straight up, Matt Short, and yeah, good shot from Temba again.
More and more. The intent, absolutely fantastic. Not holding back at all, Temba Bavuma. And is giving the Proteas a really good start here.
Yeah, again, just too full from Matt Short. I think in this format, when you're bowling in the first six, you can't be giving it as much flight as that. And Temba obliging yet again.
Couldn't quite get in the gap that time. Have his head with the fielding. Didn't quite sort his feet out, but managed to prevent the runs. It's in the gap. It's in the gap. And it's off to the fence again. There's no stopping him.
I think it's important to go with that, Palm. If it's your night, it's your night. You've got to go. And when you've got the momentum, especially when opening the batting, you've got to keep going with that. And that's exactly what Temba Bavuma is doing. Short, slightly full again. Excuse the pun. Temba was looking to hit that out the ground, but yeah, bludgeoning it for another boundary.
What's good, I think, is one's not enough. If it's in the area, if 6 of them turn up, you've got to hit all 6 of them. And the intent must remain.
Catch!
So trying to go up, you see him open the face of the blade there, trying to get under. There he goes again, same sort of way. And then here probably tries to go too hard at it, but gets enough contact and he gets it in the gap. But you've got to keep playing shots in this power play.
Brilliant, Shorty.
A dot to finish. 36 without loss. Yeah, just the start that was required. Not so much the runs, but the way of playing. Van der Dussen, Markram, Brevis, all can play shots. All will need to play shots. Certainly with the way Australia play, they know what they're capable of. And so the question would be, how many is enough? How many is a winning score? On a pitch here that started off quite nicely. Here's Abbott into the attack. It's gone straight up in the air. Keeper's catch. Inglis makes no mistake. And Bavuma stay at the crease. Hendrik Erasmus van der Dussen. That's his T20 international career. Strike rate just under 130. Best score of 94 not out. Doesn't mind that leg side. Fetches things from outside off. Good striker of the ball. Oh, half a shout. Height would be the issue. It was straight. And with fine leg up in the circle, Van der Dussen will feel he missed out there. Just needed to get something on it.
Yeah, as I say again, there, Temba just looking to help that along. Yeah, it's a solid catch. But this is an important innings for Rassie van der Dussen. He's got a platform that he gets to play with now, and he's got to be that senior in the middle to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, I think what's important is with the power play, each team continually tries to make sure that they dominate the power play and utilize it to good effect. So that intent that was shown by Bavuma needs to continue. Look to put these bowlers under pressure. Look to try and strike boundary count. So important to start the game off and to set it up. And to set up a long batting order. Good bowling. Really good bowling. Again, the question's going to be height. Malidin Palika says no, not out. There'll be deliberation, a chit-chat, bowler and skipper and keeper to determine whether they should check it. Decided against it.
Abbott hitting that wicket hard. Looks to be using the wobble seam as we saw there. He looks like he's just gotten a little bit off the wicket. So far so good for the Australian quick.
It's an excellent comeback this for Australia. Rid of Bavuma. Importantly, 5 dots to start off here for Abbott, brought into the attack. A shift with each bowler. Each over has been somebody different. From Mitchell Marsh, with the ball disappearing to all parts, just want to make it difficult so that the batters don't line up any particular bowler.
There's the quick field change. Deepwood wicket out. Slip out and cover in.
Bowling. Excellent work by Sean Abbott. A wicket maiden to end the 4th. 36 for 1. Oh dear. Spoilt it. Overstepped the mark, and so a no ball and a free hit. Just what a new batter wants.
100%, Palm. When you're feeling a little bit of heat, when the momentum has been in your side. And that's a biggie from Sean Abbott, but this is exactly what Rassie van der Dussen would have wanted. Go time.
And go he does. Deposited in the crowd. Fabulous shot for 6. To end the 4th, it's 43 for 1.
We can't have another civil war. We kill anyone who gets in our way.
Welcome to the city that never sleeps. The greatest return in tennis. The U.S. Open, live on Sky Sports.
I'm going after the soldier that killed my wife.
I'd like to finish this.
$43 for 1 after 4. Reza Hendricks will take strike. He's only faced 2 balls in the 4 overs that have gone. Hendricks' last 9 matches, 750s, and strike rate 156.4. Batter who can play shots, but in times past has kind of held himself back, and I would put Van der Dussen in the same bracket. Holds himself back, And yes, a free hit is entirely different and you've got to play a shot, but it'd be nice to see some sort of a balance. Oh, close, close, close. In front, the finger's gone up. And straight away he's decided he wants to check that. He wants to have a little chat with his mate first of all. There you go. Confirmation.
Third umpire to director, we've got a clear review for LBW. The original decision is out. I've already checked the front foot and it's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on, please? Front on coming up. He appears to have not made contact with the ball. Can you confirm with Ultra Edge? Ultra Edge coming up. Roll it through. Roll it through. Roll it through. Clear gap between bat and ball. Ball tracking when ready, please. Ball tracking came up, Steven. Original position out. Impact in line. Wicket hitting. Steven, stay with the original position of out. Stand by. You're on screen, signal now.
All right, there's confirmation. I tell you what, it was quite astounding as a review. I mean, it's right in front. He asked his mate as well and went up, wasted. 44 for 2. South Africa's captain, Aiden Markram, has come out to the middle after a really good start and still going at a fair clip. Just need to rest back the momentum. Wonderful numbers those are. Really has improved as a T20 player, as he's gone on the circuit around the world, so to speak. Off the mark straight away. Yeah, I was in the middle of talking about Rassie van der Dussen and intent, and I would really like to see, and I think it would be good for the team to see a reduction in the gap between the intent at the free hit and what happens normally in terms of his setup and playing just a normal delivery. There's confirmation. He was right in front. Absolutely no doubt in Harris's mind.
In saying that, I think we've got to give the bowler just a little bit of credit there. After going for a little bit of runs in his first over, to come back, execute that knuckleball, which it was. To get that late dip as a slow ball does, and to execute it as well as that. But I think I agree with you, Pom. But you know, Rassie's been so good over the years in taking a little bit of extra time and exploding towards the end. But you might have a point there, maybe in between a little bit more intent.
Yeah, and I know it's quite cliche to say you don't get the balls back and you've got to try and get yourself in and all of that. I'm not going away from that at all. I'm just saying, when it's the power play, essentially it's about boundary count. And those who utilize it better put themselves in the best position. In the previous game, Australia were losing wickets, left, right, and centre. And yet still, when they felt the ball was in the area, they would go with it. 46 for 2. Yeah, nice crowd in, having a decent time. .46 for 2. South Africa. Australia won the toss, decided they'd field first. Nathan Ellis.
Nathan Ellis coming into the attack. It's an important over for both sides. The last one of the power play. But there's his T20 career. Still young in it. But we're playing very well all around the world, and he'll look to contribute again tonight for the Australians.
.14 balls, 10 runs. That's what's happening. One of those was a 6, which was a no ball. So that's 7 off that one ball. So it's Australia who've dominated for the last couple of overs, and South Africa need to go at it.
Hollywood Bet Kingsmead celebrating 100 years. An excellent evening last night with some absolute legends. Great on CEO. Exceptional evening last night.
Gone, surely, that's out, that's out. Wonderful this. Ellis into the attack, and he too with a wicket. They're roaring back here, are Australia. Thinking, nope, nothing. Gone.
Yeah, we said in the last game that Nathan Ellis is a skinny bowler. He's not the tallest of men. This is the type of wicket that he would like to bowl on, but wicket to wicket, you miss, I hit. Louisa Hendricks, maybe a little bit late, maybe a bit lazy in his movement. This has been a great comeback from the Australians in this power play. Important wicket. Hendricks has to go. South Africa 46 for 3.
Hello.
46 for 3, South Africa. Rate of scoring has dipped. Lost 2.5 overs. Dots galore. And a couple of wickets as well. Devil Brevis has come to the wicket. Strike rate 141 is a young talent. Now look at that for a career best score, 162. It absolutely thumps it. Oh, Australia! Goodness gracious! Ellis with another beauty. Brevis gone for a golden one.
Nathan Ellis doing the job again. Back-to-back wickets for the Australian quick. Just a little bit of shape on this one. A tentative shot from Devil Brevis. It's an innocuous delivery. Good catch again from Josh Inglis. Yes, South Africa in a little bit of strife. Brevis goes for a duck. 46 for 4.
Hello. Off stop. Next stop.
Tristan Stubbs, batting at 6, is in the power play. A power play that started off in fine style for South Africa. Ellis on a hat trick. Oh, nearly did too much.
I tell you what, Tom, the other 2 deliveries might have skid through, but that's an absolute ripper of a delivery for a hat-trick ball. As you said, I think Stubbs has done well not to nick that. So, as far as hat-trick balls go, that's a pretty good one. Just in saying it on that movement quickly, that's just a little bit of a nervous prod there from Tristan Stubbs, feeling for the ball a little bit there, but it's a pressure moment for the big man.
And then the one that comes back to finish. Double wicket maiden for Ellis. What a comeback this is for the Australians in this power play. 46 for 4. Power play done. Yeah, look at how it's gone. Bavuma, well, he was on fire. Look at these shots that he played. Whilst he was out there, it was guns blazing, boundaries galore. Then he departed. That was 36 for 1. And you watch as these wickets tumble. Beautiful bowling. Hitting the pitch that bit more. Really straight. And got rid of 3 more. 46 for 4.
Switch of ends for Sean Abbott. What the Australians have done so well here is stick with length. They've seen that there's something in the pitch. They didn't get freaked out by Temba Bavuma's little onslaught at the beginning, and they've just stuck to the basics of trying to hit the seam, get the ball to do something, which it is. There's a little bit more grass on this pitch than the one 2 nights ago. It's only 2 pitches away, but it's offered to these pretty classy seam bowlers here. That's not far away either. They may be drifting down. I think they might refer this, might go to a review.
Yeah, the umpire's not making the call. He's not saying whether he believes inside edge.
You got 2.
If there's any contact, they've got 2. That's what's been discussed. They've got 2 reviews, and they're deciding, yes, we're going to use this one. This could be big.
Well, he got a long way across his stumps. That was the problem. And I mean, it might be only clipping leg stump, and therefore the umpire's original decision will stay. But
to director,
I think it is worth a
review. We've got a
review.
peer review for LBW. The original decision is not out. I've already checked the front foot, and it's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on, please? Front on coming up. There appears to be a gap between bat and ball. Can you confirm with Alfred? Roll it through. Clear gap between bat and ball. Roll it through. All the way to the pad. Satisfied, no bat involved. Ball tracking when ready, please. Ball tracking coming up. Original decision not out. Impact in line. Pitching in line, impact umpires call, wickets missing. Stevens, stay with your original decision of not out. Stand by. You're on screen,
missing.
signal now.
Missing. The umpire got it dead right. But it did nip back a distance.
Yeah, I just think it was a good decision by Mitch Marsh to make South Africa go to the crease first. I mean, after the way they played in the first T20 on Wednesday, Australia would have thought, okay, let's have another crack at it. Bat first, smash the ball all around. But I think he was aware of how the frailty of the South African batting lineup, and also with the rain around, he wasn't sure how many matches, overs it was going to be in total at the end. And it's proved to be the right decision. There's plenty of assistance here, and Kingsmead is at its most dangerous when you can just run up and whack back of a length, and there's sideways movement. You don't have to go full.
Is this nearer the kind of pitch you played on?
Yeah, this is more like it.
I thought it might be. I figured. Particularly if you're captain.
Yeah, we used to talk about the lawn and the trampoline. So the lawn was the sideways movement, and the trampoline was if you hit a good length, it could stand up steeply, as you can imagine if you jump on a trampoline.
Well, Markram's a pretty important figure now. He's got the technique to cope with the movement, and he's got the game to attack once he's set. Just have a little look at the consistency of the bowling here from Nathan Ellis. He's very skiddy. He's pretty quick, actually. Got a hustling, bustling sort of action that is distracting in itself, with arms whirring all over the place. But he hits his targets a lot, and he's particularly good at the death with his Yorkers and his slower balls. Darn good bowler. 53 for 4.
You're built different. Breathing new life into broken. Taking matters into your own hands. Assembling big dreams from the small things. Find the right part at the right price. That's the eBay way.
The Irish Open is back from the K Club as Rory McIlroy returns to the site of his first ever professional victory on Irish soil. Watch it all live on Sky Sports.
The other 14 inside tonight. Nice for him. He had a very good SA20, and I think it's great when players in domestic cricket, or in that case franchise cricket, are valued for what they achieve and therefore promoted. I think it's good for everybody else who plays it too. That helps ambition.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, we just got used to it, haven't we, with T20 cricket, and bowlers being taken out of attack. Ellis, 1 over, 2 for nothing. He doesn't get a second over?
Well, it's daft, isn't it? Because you can kill the game off. I'm very surprised at Mitch. I understand wanting to save him for the end, and you might want to save 2. I don't think there's any need to save 3. You can. You never underestimate the value of attacking in this form of cricket, because there truly is no better way to stem a run flow than taking wickets.
Can you imagine in a one-day international test match, you pick up 2 wickets in 1 over, and then the captain says, well, listen, just take a rest. Anyway, it is what it is.
I also think that if he's happy bowling at that end, the old forward end, then you know, he shouldn't be switched around. I've seen, you know, I understand that bowlers have to adapt and be ready to bowl at both ends, but if someone's got something going at one end, rhythm, wickets, build the pressure, stick with it for a while. There's Wayne Parnell. He was with Andili Petraquayo. This is also a very experienced bowler, Jason de Berendorf. He plays for the Perth Scorchers. He's a Western Australian guy. And there's been a lot of left-arm quicks come out of Western Australia. Bounce going across the batsman on his. They need to pick up the pace if they can, but they cannot find a gap. Current rate gets them up to 140 odd. I think they want 155, 160, even with this bit of movement against this powerful batting lineup. Ran his fingers across the ball, took all the air out of it, really. 56 for 4. Great thing that we got such a crowd here, because it's been a pretty cold grey day, and then the rain came. Not quite all, it's not packed to the rafters, but it's good to see. Right, it's Adam Zampa. Leg spinner, vastly experienced in these short formats and very good at it too. More 2020 wickets for Australia than anybody else, 82 with an average of 21.7. 151 white ball caps for Australia, and never played a test match. Best figures of 6 for 19 for Pune against the Sunrisers in the IPL. Still the third best IPL bowling performance in a losing course it was, would you believe? Anyway, here he is. There you go, they're picking out the fielders.
It's up.
I wonder, Sean, you know, Tristan Stubbs is a player who comes with a big reputation, sold for a high price in the SA20 auction, has a very difficult run of late, 10 innings, I think 3 scores of 20 odd and nothing more than that. Is there an argument he gets himself in? My own view is there is, because he can cause such damage if he is in. If that wastes an over or two, so be it.
Yeah, I touched on the last over. He often comes to the crease where he has to blast, and from ball one, he has to have a go at it. Whereas tonight, he's got to be having enough savvy about him to look down the batting order and think, listen, there's not too much to come. I've really got to give myself a chance, and then look for some fireworks later. It's kind of normal cricket shots. You can be positive, but in almost risk-free ways like that, that's beautifully played. That's beautifully caressed over extra cover. A much needed boundary for South Africa. They've been few and far between as of late, and that's a quality shot.
And what a way to warm everybody's hearts that Tristan Stubbs does have a game, does have real class. That's a huge stride, and to get inside out to play the shot shows he got something special.
It was interesting to notice that his back foot did come out the crease. He was stumped in the last match on his first delivery, so that'll be definitely something he needs to work on. That's played a little bit of finesse down to short 45, and then he picks up 6 off the last 2 deliveries. 9 runs off that over, 9 down, 65 for 4.
He's kind of South Africa's Tim David, isn't he? Comes in at 5 or 6 and is expected to slaughter an opponent in a short space of time. Not really thought of as someone who's going to bat 10, 11, 12 overs, but rather the last 6. That's a difficult job, that.
I think that's the role they would want him to play, and that's where they feel that he could be potentially the future for South Africa. I think Tim David's done it more regularly in a lot of leagues and around the world, so probably more depth.
Another look at the projected scores, 144 at the current rate, which is 7.2 and over. Aiden Markram, 13 balls for 8.
It's interesting to have a look at the pitch map from the Australian bowlers. And it's all been pretty straight and decent length. Your lengths in T20s and one days will be a touch shorter than what it is in test matches, because you're off and on looking to get them onto the front foot, kind of trying to restrict scoring. But they're being consistent.
Yeah, they're all trying to outguess each other, really. Batsmen are trying to predict length and therefore premeditate certain shots. Bowlers are trying to outwit them. But what's been good with the Australians is the line, consistent around off stump and trying to hit that seam. I mentioned that when we first came on. They've kept attacking with the ball through their length and line. Is Aaron Hardy. Another new face, actually, in the Australian side. Hardy hit a great shot for 6 over extra cover the other night. Bowls sort of lively, strong pace, hits the pitch hard. This was the end of Temba Bavuma. He sparkled for 30 in no time. That was Rassie van der Dussen, LBW to an in-swinger. And then another LBW. And then Deval Brevis, first ball. There was a hat-trick on there and just a bit wide the ball, though Tristan Stubbs did play and miss it. But that was Nathan Ellis, causing a lot of South African pain.
I suppose the surprise for me is we haven't seen Marcus Stoinis. I mean, he was brilliant in his first 2 overs in the first T20. Could have also considered maybe not using the leg spin option as yet and going to Stoinis or even Mitchell Marsh. Hardy is being given the opportunity to show what his skills are like at this top level.
Wow, that is 6. What a shot. Innovation, commitment, and gorgeous timing.
Yeah, this is a shot he's very comfortable playing, Tristan Stubbs, and it's pretty much risk-free because the front leg is up in the circle, so once he gets himself into position, he can just help it on its way. He was in position early, kept his head nice and still, and then just a little flick of the wrists at the last minute to make sure it's up and on its way.
I saw Finn Allen, the New Zealand batsman playing in England the other day, ramp it into his face, his visor. 10 gone, it's 75 for 4. Yeah, very well, yeah. Well, a middle period there where wickets fell. I said a moment ago, the surest way to stop a run flow is to take wickets, and that's what Australia did, which is why South Africans went quiet. Now they're looking to pick up the pace. Tristan Stubbs on strike to Zampa. Gives it a thump down the ground. Oh, there's some power in this boy.
Yeah, that is pure power. It's a drag down, and often you think this is going to disappear to deep mid-wicket, but it's slapped back straight at the bowler. And then often, because of the angle, you think, okay, Midoff's going to cut that off. Well, he didn't get close. He didn't get within 5 meters of it. Immense power.
And another one slammed down the ground. I tell you, the more I see of it with these bats and the power of the players, I hope the umpires have their wits about them. Because anything hit back at an umpire is very hard to react to.
Yeah, these days they talk about matchups, and you get the feeling that Tristan Stubbs believes that Zampa is a matchup for him. He's going hard at him.
No, the non-striker was ducking there. Aidan Markram. Maybe 2. Beautifully placed. Back they come, surely. Yes, they do. Excellent cricket. 4-4-2. That's craft in the batting there.
And you can feel the atmosphere starting to change at the ground. The crowd are getting behind it now. They're enjoying everything that's coming from the South Africans. Haven't had much to shout about since they got to 34 wickets in the space of 10 runs. But some good strikes and good running between the wickets. All of a sudden, the partnership of 39 or 29, things are starting to flourish.
Balls off.
25 from 16 balls now for Tristan Stubbs. 3 4s and a 6 in that. A strike rate of 156 is very good. It's 156 per 100 balls, so basically scoring at 1.5 a ball, if that makes any sense. He's also had a lot of the strikes. Markram really has dried up because he hasn't had bat on ball much. 9 from 15, yet to hit a boundary. But if Markram's in at the end, last 3 or 4 overs, he can do real damage.
Run him out,
11 gone, it's nicely poised, 87 for 4.
Ellis. Oh, hurry. A blow for his troubles. Right, have a look. Oh, he'd have been gone, you know, if it had hit. And then he got hit himself. All's well that ends well. Let's go to Cass Naidu.
Kwame, thanks very much. Good to see South Africa fighting back. I'm sitting alongside 2 Proteas stars, Dave Miller and Wayne Parnell. Kwame, let's start with you. How's that injury? How's it going along?
Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. I went for some scans today, so hopefully we'll get some good news coming up.
Dave, how have you been doing? We've been missing you on the field. Looking forward to the ODI series coming up.
Yeah, I really am. It's obviously a home game, yeah, so being a Durban boy, so a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. And I think at the same time, it's a nice opportunity. It looks like a lovely shot before there.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, but it's just nice to see cricket back in Durban, and you know, I haven't played here for a few years, but really looking forward to the ODIs, and it's nice to see the younger guys coming through and putting in some putting up their hand at certain stages of the game. So yeah, looking forward to it.
KFC Bucket Service Lounge is where we are with the 2 Protea stars. Is it wonderful to watch cricket among the fans, Barney?
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously giving people access to players is always nice. Trying to also bring a different angle, and also eating some dunked wings, which always goes down well.
What about you, Dave? I mean, signing some autographs, taking some selfies, making memories for a lifetime for these kids.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to come out here and have an opportunity to meet the fans, and I think it's a great bucket here. It's absolutely massive, and we've had a few challenges with the fans already with dunked wings. How many you can have in a minute? So that went down pretty well. Barney didn't win, I didn't win either, but it's okay. We're all having a good time.
Let's talk about how South Africa can win, because they need to keep this fight back going. What's a good total here, Barney?
I mean, I'm going to go with what Andile said the other night. He was off by 50 runs, so if I call a number, hopefully we get 50 more. But I think anything close to 180 from this position would be really good. Obviously, this partnership here is crucial, so hopefully we can get another 70, 80 runs here.
You agree with that, Dave?
Yeah, he's pretty spot on, eh? Yeah, I think 170 plus on here. If these guys can keep going for a couple more overs, obviously this is a key partnership. And here at Kingsmead, you can always catch up at the back end of the innings. So put ourselves in a good position, and 170, 180 would be great.
Looking forward to some big hits coming from the Proteas. That's it from the KFC Battle Service.
50 partnership between Markram and Stubbs of 38 balls, and that ends at 12. It's 96 for 4. They're going at a decent enough clip. Stubbs the aggressor, and Markram looking for his flow. Currently at less than a run a ball and not quite going. Even the shot over mid-off, not quite out the middle of the bat. Fifth wicket, previous best. South Africa against Australia is 38. So this is a marked improvement. They need a whole lot more from this partnership. Yeah, a few cricketers around, taking in the game.
Great little recovery here from Adam Markram and Stubbsy. I think you've got to appreciate that the Proteas team was in a lot of trouble when they got to the crease. And it always takes a bit of time to find your feet, and it doesn't seem like the pitch itself, Tommy, has played as smoothly as the first game on Wednesday. There's been a little bit, it took about 3 overs into the game after Temba's onslaught.
And trying to help it over a short third man, and the response from Berendorf was to take all the pace off, and he was on target too. Stubbs distraught.
Yeah, he went for the reverse scoop. Very common shot you see these days, but I'm not quite sure, to be honest, Pommy, of the timing of the shot. 97 for 5.
Where you go? I take got it wicket. No, I take.
97 for 5. Now South Africa. Bjorn 14 comes to the wicket. In strife, the South Africans. It would have heartened them, the partnership between Stubbs and Markram, and the hope would have been that it would stay together. Those are 14's numbers, a best of 17 not out, suggesting that he's not had that much of an opportunity to bat and wouldn't expect to have. He'd expect that the top 6 would get the majority of the runs. His job essentially is to bowl in the side. He's got a lot of batting to do here.
He's no mug with the bat, Pommy. He's got a first-class century under his belt. Let's have a look at the wicket here. The length was the right length for the shot. The only difficulty is the timing of it. Still so much of the game left to go. The Proteas just needed two overs at least of a partnership.
Pierces the gap. Won't go all the way to the fence. Good running to get back for a third. 100's up now for South Africa. Yeah, agreed. It's just a case of what can you do when? Can you read correctly when you have the license, when it might not matter that you get out, when you have to go at it and invent?
Yeah, it's always tricky because you pull it off and it's a great shot. And now when you don't pull it off, everyone's like, well, everyone being me in the commentary box. Was the timing right? That's the question that comes out. But I think when you look at the team and you look at who you have after you, that always plays a part. Whenever you bat in the middle, you think who's next to come? Do I have that license to play that shot?
A really good one from Behrendorff. 102 for 5.
Oh, come on. We can have some fun with it. It's not too easy.
Yeah, 35 from 70 for Bavuma. And then 27 from 20. Those basically are the only two scores that are putting pressure on the Australian bowling lineup. Markram at 19 has come off 22 balls. He's found it hard to score.
Yeah, I don't think the wickets, I mentioned it earlier, I don't think it's that easy to score. And I think the way that Temba Bavuma played was an anomaly in the innings where he took the game on. The Australians surprisingly bowled an off-spin, I think, in the third over, which allowed Temba to put the pressure onto the Australians, which was a bit of a surprise to me, to be frank about it. And that allowed South Africa to get a start. But unfortunately, there was no one to carry on that momentum. And when you lose wickets, it just pegs you back.
Here's Sean Abbott. One for 10 into the third over. It really has been a fantastic comeback. 3.1 overs. That's when the first wicket goes down, and it's Bavuma scored 36 for 1, and he got 35 of those. And it goes from that 36 without loss to 46 for 4. And it's a real sort of pegging back and the stuffing knocked out of South Africa. And then there's that 50 partnership, and you think, okay, perhaps. Off the edge, gone very fine. It was in the slot for the shot, but not for where he might have aimed. 4 all the same.
It's the V, Tommy. It doesn't matter which V it is, down the ground or behind you. 4 runs is 4 runs. Some of the favorite shots is the shots the runs that you get away with, so to say. But just looking at the score, when you look at the score, it's not a bad score. It's just the 5 wickets that Proteas have lost. On any other surface, there used to be talk of getting 100 after 13 or 14 overs because it sets you up for the last 6 overs or 7 overs to make an onslaught. So runs-wise, they're not in a bad position. It's just the wickets that they've lost.
There's Mr. Champagne. Lucanio Am. Oh, what a rugby player. What a pity. Injury. Oh, man. Straight up in the air. Catch taken comfortably. The wickets continue to tumble. It's the Aussies all over the Proteas here at Kingsmead. just gets big on him. Tries to force it over. Long off. Only succeeds in presenting a catch. It's gone for 8. It's 106 for 6. Hey, you'll get lots of those requests. He's not going to get too much opportunity to watch the cricket. Lucanio Am.
Quite a star-studded box there. You've got Ashwell Prince, Proteas test coach Shukri Conrad. A few of the lads enjoying the spectacle here at Kingsmead. Unfortunately, the cricket hasn't been going the Proteas way, but still lots of festivities happening. Not a good vibe. It's been the last time we had a vibe like this was obviously during the t20. Have to see it when the Proteas are playing it. It's just a different feeling.
Another successful over for Australia. 107 for 6.
Ball got big on him, Pon. Bjorn Fontaine. Handy with the bat. It's a difficult shot to hit on the up. Hardy really, little bobble in the arms, in the hands. I have to say, there's always that split moment when you're taking a catch. Is the ball going to pop out? And even though it doesn't come in that securely, you're just grateful that it stays.
Markram will now try to work out just how to engineer this one, how to finish it off. 6 overs still to bat.
Oh, so that's...
Fielded. Oh, nearly got him.
Oh, it's over.
Smart cricket there from Zampa. It's good awareness that you don't often you just think that the ball is dead, but no. Markram. Touch lazy from Aiden there. I think he just assumed that he got more bat on it than Kutsia, but good work from Zampa. Kutsia has got a big hit in him. He's not a out-and-out batsman, but he certainly can hit a long ball. Oh, smart. Oh, that would have been spectacular. It would have been a close call for the third umpire, but it's just great to see this type of skill, honestly. When you get the batting, you get the bowling, you get the fielding. And when you get smart pieces of fielding, it does inspire. I mean, I think of Jonty Rhodes in the 1992 World Cup. Okay, not as spectacular Zampa's effort, but that type of, excitement in the field, it inspires an entire generation of cricketers.
Yeah, fielding a big part of the game. They'll try to ensure that they give absolutely nothing away here, Australia. Shot, well played. Good use of the feet, depth of the crease to make that short. Shorter than it really was.
Absolutely, rock back. Quick hands through the ball. Aiden's got a powerful shot on him, and he waited right to the last moment. Look, he almost hits the ball behind him to get the ball behind square, and it raced to the boundary. Aiden can find some sort of momentum now with Kutsia. They'll be hoping to get the score up to at least to 170.
Bowling. Pitched further up. He's looking, playing off the back foot, trying to cut him away. Make it 5 balls. Pulled it over, I think. They might well notice. I think they might. Okay, 115 for 6.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, that's a wonderful shot. He's just played a late cut or a back cut. That's the equal shot of the game so far. He's now matched it with that little bunt over wide mid-on.
Yeah, that's an Aidan Markram special. We know he's got the power game, showing it beautifully there, but that was just a short arm jab. He needs to get going. He needs to be at the end, but he needs to get going. And that's a great way to start from South African captain.
Well, another aspect of the sloppy wickets of Tristan Stubbs and Bjorn Fortuin is the fact that it makes it much more difficult for Aidan Markram to bat with risk. He understands that he really has to see this through if South Africa are going to get a formidable score, or at least one that their bowlers feel they can defend. It doesn't even have to be formidable. The current rate gets them to 159. Well, whether that's enough or not remains to be seen, but the current rate of Aidan over needs to be pursued and improved upon if possible.
Yeah, just on that, Mark, I think it's an important role for Gerald Coetzee coming in. Yes, inexperienced in the international game, but he's got to stay there with that, and he can hit a long ball. He is a recognised batter. But if you look at the players coming next, he's the one that's got to stay there. And I think his mindset will probably be, if it's not a boundary, it's a single. Get Aidan on strike.
And Aidan probably thinks he's got to take down Aaron Hardy. Inexperienced with Nathan Ellis and Sean Abbott to bowl at the death. They're very experienced at that job. So now's his moment. But Hardy's gone with the wide Yorker, and that's also good thinking. So there's a lot of little subtle plays within the play here. Hardy and Australia trying to get away with this over to get them to 16. And then Ellis has got 2 to do, and Abbott as well. They've got Behrendorff bowled out. It's over. Actually, Abbott's only got 1 left, so they're going to have to find 1 more over from someone. Oddly, Marcus Stoinis hasn't bowled tonight. He bowled especially well 2 nights ago. You get the sense that both sides are looking at options, people, situations, how the people react to different roles. And Stoinis has gone from taking the new ball and swinging it and taking wickets to not bowling at all. That's excellent bowling. Those last 3 balls to his field, really good from Aaron Hardy. It's 1-2-6 for 6.
Buzzcocks is back, and we can't contain our excitement.
Daisy just sounds like a chicken on every attempt.
Welcome to the city that never sleeps. The greatest return in tennis, the U.S. Open, live on Sky Sports.
It's football season.
Let's go! This game is over!
The extraordinary NFL, part of the world's greatest show.
Will he make it, I suppose, is the big question. Will he make it? One of the world's great players. 7 days to go till the start of the Rugby World Cup in France.
Hold up.
Indeed, we all applaud that too. I don't think you know ever what a good total is on a pitch that's done a little bit off the seam, and whether that'll continue to move around for the South African bowlers later. But you do sense it's not looking enough at the moment. There's a very powerful Australian lineup who play so freely. And Aidan Markram has to find another gear in these remaining 3 overs and 3 balls.
We're talking about a game within the game early on, Mark. It's a double-edged sword. When does Aidan Markram look to attack completely? When does he hold himself back for the last 10 balls of the innings? It's an important spell for the South Africans here.
That's great placement. So he held his body shape, didn't try to hit it too hard, just made sure of the gap.
Yeah, good calculated batting from Aidan Markram. The line was different from Adam Zappa. It was slightly onto the pads and the legs of Aidan Markram, and although he didn't get it cleanly, it's a great placement from the South African.
Yeah, he's hitting against the spin as well. He's fired it in at his legs. It is a leg spinner, but ball very flat, and he's figured it's more likely to skid on than spin. And he was proved dead right, was Aidan Markram. That's the best of the lot. Glorious stroke play from the South African captain.
That is an Aidan Markram special yet again, giving himself a little bit of room. He's a tall man, a lot taller than you'd expect standing next to him, but releasing those hands beautifully to the line of the ball, and excellent shot.
Another chance missed in the crowd. Remember, one-handed grabs, clean grabs win lots of money.
Productive over from the Proteas, 139 for 6.
In the wilderness, fearless and human. Sauvage, Elixir, Dio.
We can't have another civil war. We kill anyone who gets in your way.
Oh, white ball.
I'll tell you one thing, bowling to Aidan Markram at the death. He's well known for his longer formats, coming to his own in the white ball shorter format. But I tell you, he's an imposing person to bowl to at the end. And then we're looking to contribute to this World Cup squad announcement, 5th of September, 11 o'clock. Just on that, when you've got a player of the quality of Aidan Markram, when he's in this mode of hitting, we know he's a guy that can hit over cover, a guy that can hit over mid wicket, and he can hit you straight. So it's very difficult to control a batter like that.
Well, one captain talks to the batsman, another captain talks to the bowler. Get it straight here, I think. Oh, lucky. So I'm sure that Mitchell Marsh said to Nathan Ellis he loves to thump it down the ground, as Gerald Coetzee banged it into the surface and actually played that ball pretty well.
I don't think it's actually the worst ball that Nathan Ellis has bowled. I think it's clever bowling. I don't think Gerald Coetzee was expecting anything on the other side of his halves. It's clever bowling, but excellently played by Gerald Coetzee.
Ellis mixes it up. He changes up and down more than almost anybody, but his default position is an excellent Yorker. He can get it wide and he can get it in at the toes, so in at the hole, as they say now, in the block hole. 146 for 6, 2 overs and 3 balls remain. Aidan Markram unbeaten on 47, on strike. Thrashes it away, just short of the man out at point. Everybody's heart in their mouths there, as they thought a catch was on for Hardy, but it wasn't.
Aidan throwing his head back. Probably looking to slice that one a lot finer than he did. He plays that.
Oh, that's what he can do. That's the ball I was just talking about.
And the skill to do that. You got the slow ball, you got the bouncer, but to land this Yorker consistently. I was actually watching him in the warm-ups. And just in the warm-ups, he didn't often miss. He was practicing those Yorkers, he didn't often miss that pop and crease, that white line you see there. He wasn't missing it by much.
Little bit of tail on it too. Zipping in late, really hard to play that. Well, that is a soft dismissal. Infuriated is Gerald Coetzee, but Nathan Ellis has run rings around him in the balls that he's had to face that over. High class bowling. 18 gone, 147 for 7.
Again, another clever piece of bowling from Nathan Ellis, following up that quick slingy Yorker. Follows up with a slower ball execution, perfect. Gerald Coetzee's got to go for 11, 147 for 7.
Ngidi has come in with a big smile on his face, and Aidan Markram quickly serioused him up. Probably told him what he wanted from him, and I imagine that's get off strike, get me back on strike as often as you can. Markram has 48. Facing the excellent Sean Abbott. Oh well. Probably wanted to do more with that ball, but he might have preset his mind for another shot. All the pace taken off it. I think it's the back of the hander, isn't it?
I think what's important to notice there is the line that he let it go. Sometimes when you bowl that slow ball, it can be as good as it wants with the pace. It can get the dip. If you get the line wrong on the stumps, these guys are so good these days, they let their arms go and hit it out the park. The line was so important. They're getting it out of his arc, getting it wider. Yeah, the result was excellent.
Well played, Lungi Ngidi. 10 balls of the innings left. 149 for 7. Targeting 170. That'd be the dream ticket here. Anything above that, Markram would have played a blinder. And he's out, caught on the cover boundary. You can barely believe it. He's picked the man out, barely had to move a muscle. Matthew Short is the fielder out there. Such a shame for Aidan Markram, falling just a single run short of his 10th 50 in T20 international cricket.
Yeah, I don't think he timed it as was expecting to time it as well as he did. As I said before, he plays that shot really well, Aidan Markram, but he's got to go. Played an important knock for the South Africans. He's got to go for a very well played 49. South Africa 149 for 8.
Staying over to you.
Lazard Williams will be on strike, left-handed Williams. This has been a top-class bowling performance from the Australians. They've controlled most of the innings, attacking with good length and seam movement early on, getting their defensive structures right when needed. And seems they know a lot about the opposition. Markram was furious with himself here. He would have gone for 6 if it avoided the fielder. He smoked it out of the middle of the bat, but he picked out Short, who had no trouble with it. Well, this is a real result, to be able to bowl the last over and a bit against tail-enders who have only just come in. That means you've done a heck of a job in the meat of the first innings of the game. Oh, good shot, Lungi Ngidi got away and had a swing. $154 for 8.
Lungi possibly could have watched the batting promo before the game, Mark, which we put up, but he's a big, strong boy, Lungi Ngidi. Nothing else up the middle of the bat. But at this stage, you swing as hard as you can. You'll take any runs you can. Good result for Lungi.
Yeah, Chris Morris, before the game, we did a little thing, and he was talking about the importance of a firm base when you're trying to hit hard and long, and the value of long, big levers if you're a big, tall man. We were referring particularly to Mitchell Marsh and Tim David, but it applies to anybody. So Nathan Ellis then to bowl the final over of the innings. Lazard Williams on strike. Somehow South Africa have never got going. No partnerships, no sense of permanence really, and that is as much because of the way Australia's bowled, I think.
Well, Lungi looking upset with himself for missing out there, but that slow ball is so difficult to pick up. Not knocking Lungi's batting ability, but the top order batters are struggling to pick it up as a tail-ender. It's not the easiest thing, but the execution so far from Ellis has been a brilliant thing to watch tonight.
Does he come back for 2? Does he? He does. He does. The throw had to hit. And then Williams was done for, I reckon. Lungi Ngidi made it on a hard sprint to the batting end. If the throw had gone to his end, he might have been in trouble too.
They've got a load of factors. I don't think it's sort of happened to Lungi a few times in his career where he was sprinting back to be the man on strike. A good commitment from Lazard Williams. Clever thinking, getting the right hander on strike, and a wonderful dive from Lungi Ngidi. 7.5 out of 10 for me.
Gosh, that's a tough decision on the bowler, that one. Not much in it. It always looks worse when the batsman backs away, as far as Ngidi did, of course. Let's have another look. Have a look at that. fair enough. It's just outside that red line, which is their guideline, by the way. It's not the line of the law, so to speak. Great bowling, Ellis. 3 overs and 4 balls, 12 dots. Only 19 runs, 3 wickets he's taken. An economy of 5.8 in the one-day international. Wow. 5.18. Sean Abbott, his best figures for Australia. 3 for 22 from his 4. He bowled 15 dot balls. So the pair who finished the innings off bowled 27 dot balls between them. That's an awful lot. Chip down a third man. It's a quick outfield. Valuable, just inching their way up to a par score here.
Nathan Ellis going for that quick Yorker, looking to change it up. He's bought 2 slower balls before this, and he would say he's unlucky. South African, like we said, they'll take any runs at this stage, and beautiful swing from Lungi Ngidi. Now 1 more ball to go in this innings. Will Ellis go back to that slower ball, or will it be the fast Yorker?
And now he's smacked one over extra cover. Be worth a couple. The innings will close at a total around par, maybe just below par, hard to be sure. There's something